do I really want to meet the sky? You know, you feel, do I want to go back for the emotions again?
It's huge, it's scary, people dead.
How could you drive that van? It's going to kill people. Why?
Saya bilang, Pak, saya mau cari suami saya. Dia ada di sana.
Pernah menjadi salah satu pimpinan kelompok yang suami Anda meninggal.
Semangat jihad itu sampai darah, sampai nafas terakhir tetap ada.
Kalau saya beda lagi, saya ingin ketemu, saya ingin dengar apa yang menjadi alasan beliau.
The only person that's left is Ali Imron. He is a killer. He's a mass murderer.
Hingga saat ini itu masih ada banyak sekali yang ngejak. Ayo kita melakukan pengeboman di Bali lagi.
A Balinese funeral is a colourful ritual intended to liberate the soul into the next life. After the Bali bombings, there would have been 38 local funerals, mostly Hindu like this one, but also Muslim and Christian. And there's a heartbreaking story behind each one.
Ada saatnya saya gembira, ada saat-saat ketawa. Tapi setelah kejadian itu, hampir saya jarang, nggak bisa. Ketawa saya itu bukan ketawa asli, bukan murni. Saya cuma mau menunjukkan sama orang aja. Saya tuh bergantungan banget sama suami, Bu. Jujur. Sekarang Ibu yang nyuci, Wina yang nyetrika aja ya.
Like many of the loved ones left behind, Lacznyski has had to raise her kids alone after her husband was killed in the Bali bombs.
Ya, kadang kalau lagi mikir gitu kan ngelihat teman gitu, oh dia lengkap gitu kan, lengkap sama keluarganya. Wina kadang pengen kayak gitu, cuman karena di rumah udah ketemu ibu dan ibu juga udah seperti ayah sama ibu gitu kan, jadi Wina ya sepertinya udah cukup seperti ini gitu.
Ada dia, saya nggak pernah berpikir keras. Saya nggak pernah yang namanya tidur sampai lewat jam 2, nggak pernah. Tapi setelah dia nggak ada, di pikiran saya tuh kayaknya banyak sekali ada pemikiran di kepala saya sampai saya susah tidur.
Her husband was a taxi driver in the wrong place at the wrong time. It was 11 p.m. and he was waiting along Legian Street when a van approached. That van was driven by a man whose name would become notorious, Ali Imron. The van stopped 100 metres short of the Sari Club. Imron then sent the bombers alone to their targets, the Sari Club and Paddy's Pub.
Saya tuh cuma waktu itu saya merasakan sedih, merasa hidup saya tuh seperti nggak ada harapan ke depan. Sama anak-anak, saya merasa nggak mampu ngejalanin semua, cuma itu yang saya rasakan.
Daddy.
Punch him.
Can throw to Mama?
Throw it to me?
Throw Mama.
Right there, Josh. Okay.
Always Daddy, always Daddy.
Yeah, I love Bali. Australians love Bali, and I've literally been there 100 times now myself.
For Australian Jan Lacznyski, Bali has always been his second home.
Wow!
Oh, you're heavy. Ooh, careful.
He met his Indonesian wife Risti on Legian Street, and these days they spend much of the year travelling between Australia and Bali.
No, it's all right.
But in the years before they met, the place Jan loved most was the Sari Club.
When I worked at Qantas, a great benefit was you virtually got super cheap airfare. So on a Thursday night, I'd leave Melbourne, straight away arrive like at midnight, straight in Bali, and I'd go straight to the Sari Club and party and drink.
5 of his mates worked as security guards at the club. Over a period of 5 years, they became good friends. On the night of the bombings, Jan flew home to Australia. Outside the Sari Club, his mates were trying to move the van that was blocking the street.
When the bomb vehicle parked right in front of the Sari Club, they were trying to do the right things. They were saying, what's wrong with it? Why is it blocking the entrance? Because it was creating a bigger traffic jam. They were actually trying to help push the van just before it exploded.
It's huge, it's scary, people dead. Ground zero.
202 people were killed in the blasts.
Everyone that was in front or the side or the middle of the club, they're all gone. And I was sending some text messages, saying, you okay, no answers. And you're hoping maybe they're okay, maybe they're in a hospital, maybe, but I knew they were gone. I knew they were gone. They had no chance.
Every year on October the 12th, Jan makes a pilgrimage to the Sari Club site.
Every year I'd come back, light candles, sorry, say your prayers. There'd be that anger. Why did they do this? I'd be angry. There were a lot of people going through pain.
His anger at times has been all-consuming. He sat through the trials and watched each of the bombers take the stand. Imam Samudra and brothers Mukhlas, Amrozi and Ali Imron. He listened to every testimony, and at the end of it all, he still had questions he wanted answered. Now Jan is heading back to Bali. Along with widow Nyoman Rinchini, he's agreed to meet the man who trained the Bali bombers.
Meeting a terrorist is the hardest thing you'll ever do. You don't want to do it. But at the same time, you want to know why. Why? What's prompted you to become a terrorist? Why?
Almost everyone in this room lost a loved one in the Bali bombings. It's a support group, and they all have remarkable stories to share. Including group leader Nilu Oniati.
Suami saya itu kerja di Sari Club. Dari awal dia sudah kerja di sana sampai terakhir. Saya bilang, Pak, saya mau cari suami saya, dia ada di sana. Nah, saya lihat apa yang ada di situ itu Sari Club udah hilang. Yang ada cuman puing-puing sama sisa-sisa kebakaran itu. Nah, disitulah saya udah merasa bahwa beliau sudah nggak ada, nggak mungkin ada. Dia udah ngerti yang pertama, yang susah yang kedua. Waktu itu baru berumur 1,5 tahun. Dia belum mengerti apa-apa.
Oke.
Dia baru bisa bilang Pak, gitu aja. Kelas 4 dia baru mengerti. Mama, Ade mau bapak pulang. Fotonya ada, dia terus lihat foto bapaknya setiap malam begitu. Saya jadi gimana caranya ya?
Itu bagaimana sebaiknya dok, karena sampai saat ini saya masih takut untuk pergi ke mana-mana.
At the support group meeting, one man pays careful attention to each speaker.
Adik Yulia sedang mengalami yang disebut dengan panic disorder.
He too has a remarkable story. Nasir is a former terrorist.
Sehingga kemudian mereka ketika bertemu di sekolah semua bertanya, aku lihat ayahmu, aku lihat abimu di TV semalam, abimu teroris ya? Ya, kalau mereka bertanya, apakah ayahmu teroris? Jawab iya, dulu, tapi sekarang bukan.
Malaysian national Nasir Abbas was a senior leader in Jemaah Islamiyah, the group that carried out the attacks on Bali. At a military camp in Afghanistan, he trained all of the Bali bombers in weaponry and warfare.
Salah satu kebanggaan manusia itu adalah senjata.
Nasir now plays a very different role, guiding extremists away from terrorism. As part of Indonesia's de-radicalisation program, he regularly meets with both radicals and victims of terrorism.
Hambali kemudian terpengaruh dengan Osama bin Laden.
He's met several times with Nilu Erniati, the leader of the victim support group.
Dan kalau ada kesempatan lagi, Ibu akan rekomendasi orang dari kelompokmu untuk bertemu Nasir atau Ali? Atau?
Kalau merekomendasi, saya mungkin nggak berani ya, karena saya takut juga teman-teman masih banyak ada yang trauma.
After months of careful consideration, Bali widow Nyoman Rencini wants to meet Nasir.
Sekarang Ibu Rencini udah dia bilang dia sudah menerima kenyataan itu sudah terjadi, seperti itu udah sedikit lebih kuat.
Nilu agrees to go with her, and before facing him they say a prayer at the Bali bombing memorial. At a Kuta hotel, I arrive with Nasir, and amongst the nervous smiles, I make the difficult introduction.
Pernah menjadi salah satu pimpinan dari Jemaah Islamiyah dan mereka kelompok yang melakukan bom Bali ini yang suami Anda meninggal.
Ya, benar. Seperti apa yang Bu Rebecca jelaskan tadi itu. Dulu saya terlibat di dalam kelompok tersebut.
Pasti tahu ya? Mesti tahu dan mengenal orang itu dan sedikit karakter ya?
Ya. Kami kenal, Mukhlas itu adik ipar saya. Adik kandung saya yang perempuan ya dinikahi sama Mukhlas. Ya begitu. Dulu dia tidak berpikiran seperti itu. Tapi belakangan setelah tahun 99 dia bersetuju dengan seruannya Osama bin Laden. Sehingga akhirnya dia memimpin orang untuk melakukan aksi bom di Bali. Nah, dalam perjalanan ingin menegakkan negara Islam itu, bahwa dosa mereka itu beban saya juga. Saya harus luruskan mereka. Saya harus ajak yang lain jangan sampai melakukan aksi itu lagi. Kenapa? Karena saya punya beban merasa ikut dosa juga begitu. Padahal ada sedikit lah ilmu dari saya yang mereka gunakan untuk melakukan aksi itu.
Itu kan kepintaran orang masing-masing ya untuk menciptakan alat itu ya. Terus guru itu kenapa murid itu dikasih pelajaran yang pintar kayak gitu? Pintar sampai menghancurkan itu lupa maaf ya Pak. Dia yang ngajarkan murid seperti itu. Tapi kan karena dia jadi ada murid seperti itu.
Dan ini bukan suatu hal yang mudah, di mana saya juga mendapatkan ancaman, ya tuduhan, fitnah, cemoohan. Saya juga menerima hal tersebut demi
They talk for over an hour, and the women are left with mixed feelings.
Kalau saya, mungkin sebelumnya saya udah pernah ketemu Pak Nasir, sudah sedikit tahu tentang ceritanya, dan beliau tidak menginginkan akan terjadi bom lagi, tidak hanya di Bali tapi di Indonesia ini. Dan saya berharap sekali seperti apa yang untuk kedepannya apa yang akan beliau lakukan itu akan menjadi kenyataan.
But Journeyman finds it difficult to forgive him.
Ibaratnya tiba-tiba ketemu dia itu mengungkit lagi kesedihan saya sampai sekarang ini. Sebagus apa dia menjelaskan, saya tidak bisa terima.
Nasir is prepared to face many more victims like Journeyman and Nilu. He says he's on a mission to explain his own disengagement from terrorism. Nasir was once one of Southeast Asia's most wanted jihadis. In 2003, the police came for him and he was ready to die.
I tried to grab the pistol, the policeman pistol, and I'm said to myself that, why God not let me die?
After his arrest, he spent 9 months in jail. But then dramatically changed sides. He turned into a police informer and gave damning evidence against his friends and fellow extremists.
Ya, hamba Ali menghubungi saya bahwa yang menggantikan Ustaz Abdullah Sungkar adalah Ustaz Abu sebagai Amir Jemaah Islamiyah.
Jemaah Islamiyah believed the Bali bombs would bring about a religious revolution in Indonesia. But instead it led to a crackdown on extremists, the creation of a national anti-terrorism force, and a special police unit, Detachment 88. Nasir Abbas has spoken to 300 people arrested on terrorism charges. He says it's about shifting their view of jihad to one of non-violence. Today, Nasir is checking in with one of his de-radicalisation subjects, a member of Jemaah Islamiyah who helped source chemicals for the Bali bombs. Extremism still maintains its grip on him.
Pas kejadian itu kan di TV ya, hebat sekali kita, itu saja waktu itu. Masya Allah, sampai segitu. Kalau seandainya korbannya seluruh yang 200 lebih itu tentara Amerika semuanya, sampai sekarang pun kita tidak nyesel.
Like many of those with radical views, Muhajir grew up in a family of extremists. And after the attacks, he helped bomber Ali Imron hide.
Saya sama Ustadz Ali Imron itu keliling Lamongan, Surabaya, ya. Saya berpikir begini, masa saya ini lari-lari terus, tidak ada selesainya. Padahal teman-teman saya kan sudah semuanya yang kayak saya itu sudah di dalam semua. Nah, akhirnya saya datang ke Polda Metro Jaya.
He handed himself in and was later cleared of his terrorism charges. His views show that Nasir's de-radicalisation work is not easy.
Nanti setelah kejadian penangkapan atau kena tembak atau baru dia nanti sadar. Kalau sebelum kena itu, sebelum ke penangkapan, sebelum kena, tidak akan. Meskipun dinasihati siapapun tidak akan bisa. Karena apa ya? Semangatnya ini sudah tertanam. Saya ini harus mati syahid. Seandainya sampean ini sekarang ini ya mendanai saya untuk pergi ke Suriah, saya pergi. Yang penting saya bisa masuk ke Jemaah Islamiyah, bukan ke ISIS. Semangat jihad, niat untuk hidup mulia atau mati syahid, itu sampai darah, sampai nafas terakhir tetap ada. semoga saya nanti masih hidup, kemudian negara Indonesia ini sudah menjadi Islam. Entah itu anak saya yang memperjuangkan atau cucu saya.
Jan Lacznyski lost 5 mates in the Bali bombings and has never met with a terrorist before. It's his chance to ask the questions that have been on his mind for 12 years.
Do I really want to meet this guy? You know, you feel, do I want to go back to the emotions again? It could be so easy for me just to walk away and forget about it. But for the people that don't have the courage to ask the questions, I'm happy to do it.
My friend's there.
They head to a quiet place to talk. Jan's determined to find out more about Nasir's past.
I'm still young, around 18 years old. And when someone offering me to go to Afghanistan, free, and I said, why not? It's a new experience for me. I want to be part of adventure. And then they choose me to be one of the instructors. And some of the Indonesian be my student. For example, like Ali Imron. I tell them, yeah, the knowledge just only use the military knowledge in the battlefield, while you fight in the conflict area against the armed force. But here in Bali, yeah, where is your enemy? Yeah, nobody carry arms against you.
It's like my wife.
Yeah,
she's Muslim.
Yeah.
We met here on the 5th anniversary. We love each other.
Yeah.
When we talk about terrorism now, she's so angry.
Yeah.
She says, "Look, I'm Muslim. It's peace. It's culture. It's praying every night. She prays."
That is what I disagree. Yeah. After I have a chat with Ali Imron in the jail, and I asked him why they choose Bali. They said the point is how to kill the civilians. Yeah. To kill the American and her allied civilians. That is their point, as much as possible.
But there were so many Indonesians.
Yes, there's also so many Indonesians. They don't care. They don't care.
But my friends were the Indonesians themselves. I remember asking Ali Imron in the courtroom, asked him a question, maybe he didn't understand it or not, but I asked him, I said, was he really sorry? And he never answered the question to me, but are you really, really, really sorry, hand on heart, that if you had the chance to do this all over again, that you wouldn't have trained anyone, you wouldn't have done this? So
this is my struggle now. This is my struggle. Okay? I tell to God that now today my jihad is against the terrorism action.
Both men continue to talk openly well into the afternoon.
He said if he knew what he was teaching was going to result in having suicide bombers blowing at nightclubs, he would never have even done this. And you wonder, is that really true? Is that really true?
They tell to others in Australian, that I feel sorry. Yeah.
It's going to be very hard.
It's very hard, yeah. Of course, they will never forget the disaster. Yeah.
I'll never forget.
And I'm not asking for them to forgive me. Yeah. But let them to know that what I'm doing now is against the terrorism. Yeah.
God, I hope he's telling the truth. The scary thing is, what if he's not telling the truth? Is he part of the network? You're milling in your mind all this stuff, whether he's generally part of the solution or is he still part of the problem? So look, meeting Nasir gave me some of the answers that I was looking for, but I guess it's not giving me the complete picture of what's happened. I think the only people that can still give us a complete picture are those that were directly involved within the Bali bombings themselves. Well, the only person that's left is Ali Imron.
These sombre images have become sadly familiar to us over the last 12 years. A candlelight vigil in Bali every October.
I want to go to live the rest of my life being a bitter and twisted person, and thinking about Bali is it's created so much pain, but you have to let go of some of the anger.
Jan Lacznyski lost 5 friends at the Sari Club, and his search for answers has never ended.
As we approach 11 o'clock, it's always a bit of a tradition here. Light 88 candles for every Australian and for my 5 mates as we approach that time of this awful moment.
For my mate, this one could be for Warren.
Last year, Jan lit candles alongside someone he'd just met, someone he doesn't know if he should trust.
He's the person that's actually trained Ali Imron how to put the bomb together. I don't think Nasir can sleep well at night because there's a lot of ghosts of 202 people that will be watching every single night.
Nasir Abbas trained the Bali bombers in weaponry and warfare and was a senior leader in the terrorist group Jemaah Islamiyah. He's here at the vigil because he's dramatically changed sides and now works with the Indonesian authorities on de-radicalisation.
You sort of think, is this person fake? Is he real? And I was really 50-50 that for him to come along and offer to light some candles and say a few prayers, I felt he didn't have to do that. I sort of feel like it takes a terrorist to catch a terrorist. I guess that is pretty true.
As part of their search for answers, Jan and widows Nyoman Rencini and Nilu Erniati all met with Nasir face to face. Nyoman found the experience painful. Jan was left with more questions, and Nilu found relief.
Kalau saya menyimpan dendam, menyimpan marah, yang sakit adalah saya sendiri. Beban yang ada di dalam diri saya itu udah berkurang.
The 3 will now meet the only surviving Bali bomber from the inner circle, Ali Imron.
Kalau saya beda lagi, saya ingin ketemu, saya ingin dengar apa yang menjadi alasan beliau melakukan itu. Menurut saya itu penting sekali Pak Ali tahu apa dampak daripada bom itu yang sudah beliau lakukan.
It took 2 months for Nyoman Rencini to receive confirmation of her husband's death, and seeing his remains is something that will haunt her forever. She's building up the courage to meet Ali Imron.
Karena kan kejadiannya sudah 12 tahun berjalan, aku sudah waktunya aku ngelupain hal-hal yang sudah lewat itu kan. Tapi dalam hati jujur, aku tuh masih nggak bisa terima karena waktu aku buka jasadnya suami itu yang aku nggak bisa terima.
In Melbourne, Jan is getting ready to leave for Jakarta and this historic face-to-face meeting.
So, this is Ali Imron as I remember him. And I said to him,
Well, Ali, are you really sorry? Ali, are you really, really sorry? And he stared at me and looked at me and never gave a response. And I guess I'm hoping to find out soon if he really is sorry.
It's the first time family and friends of the Bali victims will meet Ali Imron. Meeting a perpetrator can help the healing process. It gives victims the opportunity to find meaning in their traumatic loss. But it can also be unsettling. It's a risk Jan is prepared to take.
I'm going to be asking him a lot of questions like I did to Nasir, so I'm not going to be afraid to ask him.
Ali Imron trained in Afghanistan and learnt about war. He then brought his knowledge back to Indonesia and into the terror cells of Jemaah Islamiyah. In Bali, he drove the bomb vehicle and suicide bombers to their targets.
Where that plan nearly got unstuck was when Ali Imron realised that the two guys couldn't even drive the bomb car, and he had to drive the bomb car himself. But then, as he got 200 metres from the Sari Club site, he let the guys drive the last 200 metres. It sort of chills me to the bone thinking about that.
By showing remorse at his trial, he avoided the death penalty, getting a life sentence instead. But his evidence sent his own brothers to the firing squad. Ali Imron says he's a changed man. But it's hard to know what to believe. He's still well connected with extremist communities, but says it's for his de-radicalisation work. Ahead of the meeting, all three think hard about their questions, and Ali says he's preparing for an apology.
Kopi suami mungkin tidak begitu bagus mungkin nih.
Oh, okay. Itu KTP-nya.
Iya.
Masih muda banget ya?
Iya, ganteng ya Bu ya?
Iya, ganteng.
Saya bukan bukan nangisin ganteng dia, tapi hatinya juga ya kan.
Ketut was a taxi driver.
Mengandalkan dia, saya enggak pernah kerja, saya ngurus anak aja.
Oh iya, yang itu.
Foto terakhir ini.
And Gede was a barman at the Sari Club.
Ada Putu, dia masih kecil, adik baru berapa bulan, 6 bulan kali itu.
On the way to the prison, Jan is getting anxious.
It's dawned on me, but this is the person that's murdered the most Australians since the war, and I don't want to be in that same room. I don't want to shake his hand, but at the same time, I want to know, why did he kill my mates?
I travel with the women, and the conversation steers clear of what's about to happen.
Tapi kan kita tahu aja, kan Jakarta itu diberitain di TV ya, jadi kita seperti gini, dia tuh menayangkannya seru. Oh, ya kita kepengen tahu serunya itu kayak apa itu. Masih lebih bagus. Karena saya ibaratnya saya menahan, saya tahan. Apapun yang terlintas di pikiran saya tentang suami, saya berusaha menekannya. Karena kalau saya ngebayangin, saya marah saya pasti ada di dalam hati.
We arrive at the prison. I had met Ali Imron here a few weeks earlier and found the experience chilling. For Journeyman, she's about to meet her husband's killer, and it raises thoughts of revenge.
Ada teman-teman yang nyuruh bawa pisau benda-benda tajam untuk melakukan hal-hal kepada si pelaku. Nah, karena di batin saya tidak mungkin bisa melakukan hal sekejam itu.
We're led into a room and told to wait. The question on everyone's mind is, can a terrorist really apologize and change?
Nah, ini teman kita yang di sebelah itu, nanya gitu, seandainya si Ali Imron itu mau minta maaf, kamu maafin apa enggak katanya. Saya bilang saya nggak tahu gitu, nanti lihat aja dulu gitu.
I actually pinched myself behind the ear saying, well, am I really here? Is he really about to walk through his door? What am I going to do? What's my reaction going to be? This is it. No thanks. I'm not going to shake somebody's hand that killed 5 of my friends and killed 88 Australians. We were just sitting and looking at each other, and I was, just thinking, my God, this is the person that's done all these atrocities, and God knows what he's thinking. Is he scared of me, perhaps? Or am I scared of him?
Saya pernah mengimajinasikan orang ini pasti orangnya gondrong, tidak pernah mandi, terus giginya jorok, udah gitu matanya blok, gitu saya pikir kayak gitu orangnya, serem, menyeramkan. Anggap kata orang sudah setengah manusia binatang gitu.
Jadi ini ada kesempatan untuk mungkin bertanya.
I make an introduction in Indonesian. I explain that this is an unprecedented opportunity for everyone, including Ali, to ask questions.
Ya, saya mengucapkan terima kasih banyak-banyak karena mau datang kemari.
Thank you very much.
Mau ketemu saya yang banyak merugikan orang.
You'd have seen so many people, Australians, Indonesians.
Jan kicks off with a direct question, and the conversation that follows is awkward, confronting, and at times frightening.
Yeah, why did you drive the bomb there?
Jadi itu hanya mentaati perintah daripada senior saya dalam jamaah atau kakak saya mukhlas itu. Jadi mentaati pemimpin lah.
Oke, baik. Kira-kira kalau seandainya Pak Ali tidak mengikuti perintah dari atasan kakak, kira-kira sanksi apa yang akan Pak Ali terima?
Sanksi? Ya sanksi mesti dikeluarkan, dianggap pengkhianat.
Tapi itu kan lebih bagus daripada korban banyak begini, Pak.
Sampai sekarang pun istilahnya jihadis di Indonesia, kawan-kawan yang istilahnya disebut jihadis di Indonesia ini masih sedikit sekali yang menyadari bahwa jihad yang semacam itu salah. Kalau mereka ini mampu melakukan, akan dilakukan yang lebih besar lagi, pengeboman.
Kemungkinan bom akan terjadi lagi.
Terjadi lagi. Dan hingga saat ini itu masih ada banyak sekali yang ngejak, ayo kita melakukan pengeboman di Bali lagi.
Ngajak Pak Ali?
Oh iya. Karena saya yang punya kemampuan. Saya yang bisa mencari bom, meskipun saya di dalam. Saya itu misalkan mau gitu, cukup 2 jam saja memahamkan orang untuk siap bunuh diri.
It sort of scares me when he thinks that it's very easy to make bombs, and well, if it is, who else is he talking to right now about making bombs? But do you understand in terms of all religions? My wife's Indonesian, my mates were Indonesian. Killing people on the basis of what Bible or Quran they read or whatever faith they follow is totally wrong.
Iya. Itu saya juga menyadari. Nah, oleh karena itu kesadaran saya, sampai sekarang pun saya tidak pernah langsung membunuh orang. Padahal saya itu gampang sekali kalau mau membunuh orang. Saya itu kalau membuat ramuan, saya ramu kemudian saya kepingin membunuh orang, saya oleskan di setang mobil orang atau sepeda motor orang di Jemaah begini, mati. Tapi saya tak pernah melakukan seperti itu, karena saya ini bukan monster. Itu.
Oke. Jadi saya kepingin tanya. Jadi Pak Ali ahli di dalam pembuatan.
Oh iya, kalau masalah senjata dari pistol pulpen sampai tank saya bisa.
Iya. Oke. Terus adakah keinginan Pak Ali untuk menurunkan ilmu itu ke anak-anak muda, umpamanya?
Bagus sampai tanya begitu. Banyak sekali yang minta, tapi hingga sekarang tidak pernah saya. Maka sampai sekarang alhamdulillah tidak pernah saya berikan itu. Walaupun sebetulnya banyak kesempatan.
I remember asking you when you just before you got sentenced in court, I asked you a question, Ali, were you really sorry? And my question is, are you really sorry?
Saya minta maaf kepada siapapun, terutama kepada para korban dan keluarga korban. Dan itu jihad yang salah, saya bisa menjamin. Terus kalau minta bukti, apa buktinya? Saya kerjasama sama Densus untuk menangkap kawan-kawan yang masih tidak menyadari. Nah, makanya saya bersyukur. Artinya bersyukur begini, bukan bersyukur karena bom meledak di Bali, bukan. Bersyukur karena saya menjadi salah satu pelaku yang menyadari kesalahan dan menyesal.
Tapi Bapak ngomong setelah Bapak melakukan kan, waktu Bapak disuruh bawa mobil, buktinya Bapak jalan waktu itu.
Makanya,
Bapak baru sadar ke belakangnya.
Jadi begini loh Mbak, buahnya. Nah saya ini menjadi anak buah. Gitu.
Tapi dari penjalahannya itu ngeselin tahu, saya nggak suka. Kalau dia mau menentang ketua cuma satu orang, dia mau mengorbankan dirinya, itu satria namanya. Tapi dia tidak mau mengorbankan dirinya, dia mau mengorbankan yang ratusan jiwa manusia beserta lingkungan sekitarnya, dan dampaknya sampai sekarang kita rasakan.
How do you sleep at night? You've killed 202 people, 88 Australians. How do you sleep?
Sampaikan untuk kesekian kalinya. Jadi permohonan maaf saya, kemudian ceritakan kenapa saya harus terlibat pengeboman yang banyak menimbulkan korban itu. Kemudian begini juga. Kalau saya untuk mempertanggungjawabkan kesalahan saya harus minta maaf ke Australia, saya pergi, nggak ada masalah.
My eyes nearly popped out. I thought, no way. Never, ever, ever should you be allowed to set foot into our country at all. Never. For me, he's just a mass murderer. He's sitting in jail. That's where I believe he belongs, and that's where he should stay there forever.
The most important and difficult part for Nilu Oniati is to tell Ali about the pain he has caused her directly.
Kalau boleh saya cerita sedikit. Ketika kejadian itu, nah saya nunggu di rumah dengan anak-anak tidur. Kemudian ada suara ledakan yang keras. Emang malam itu langit menjadi merah menyala karena bara api. Tapi dalam hati saya selalu bilang tidak. Itu bukan di Sari Kelab karena suami saya ada di situ saat itu. Nah setelah sampai di Sari Kelab di situ, saya lihat ngambil potongan-potongan tubuh korban. Kemudian dari situ semua harapan yang ada pada diri saya sudah hilang. Kemudian setelah itu saya kembali ke keluarga. Status saya, orang bilang masih terlalu muda untuk menjadi seorang janda dengan 2 orang putra. Jadi mereka menyaksikan bahwa saya akan mampu untuk membesarkan anak-anak saya. Karena saya terlalu muda dan mungkin banyak godaan untuk saya. Jadi mereka nggak percaya bahwa saya bisa menjaga anak saya sampai dewasa. Waktu itu saya udah merasa mati dalam hidup, udah nggak ada semangat lagi hidup. Saya udah kehilangan suami dan saya hampir kehilangan hak asuh anak-anak saya. Akhirnya saya berusaha untuk sampai sekarang bisa membawa anak-anak saya sama saya. Itu cerita saya dari saya, dan itu derita saya yang saya alami karena kejadian itu. Mungkin saya sampaikan agar Pak Ali juga tahu tentang saya saat ini. Itu aja. Saya ingin ngelihat bagaimana responnya beliau. Dari dia bengong ngelihat, saya tahu dia mikir, dia ngikutin. Tapi tetap aja wajahnya nggak menyampaikan ekspresi yang sedih ikut.
Can I ask one question? You see the pain on everyone's face. Do you understand and accept that anyone involved in terrorism is wrong?
Nah, saya selalu mendoakan kepada para korban, baik korban yang sudah meninggal atau tidak, untuk mendapatkan tempat yang terbaik. Jadi untuk yang sudah meninggal mendapatkan tempat yang terbaik di akhirat, kemudian yang masih hidup mendapatkan apa istilahnya kesejahteraan yang itu. Saya selalu doa seperti itu. Nah, mungkin karena itulah yang menyebabkan saya tenang. Itu.
Tapi tidak sejahtera Pak kita.
Kenapa?
Kita tidak sejahtera. Yang meninggal saya kan juga berdoa biar dia juga diterima di sisinya. Saya istilahnya ya sepanjang ini saya sudah ikhlaskan ya. Yang saya sekarang ini kan beban saya sama anak-anak itu.
Hingga saat ini pun belum pernah saya merasa gembira itu, karena bagaimanapun penderitaan orang lain disebabkan oleh tangan kami yang saya pribadi mengakui bersalah, itu juga menyakitkan. Nggak menyakitkan, bukan nggak menyakitkan.
I just wanted to get the hell out of there. It's the hardest thing I'll ever do. Hardest thing I'll ever do in my life. And I won't ever do it again. I can tell you that now. I won't do it ever again.
Ya, agak lega karena ketemu langsung bisa menyampaikan permohonan maaf saya ke keluarga korban. Jadi kesenangan tersendiri ya. Kemudian saya tahu bahwa mereka ini mendukung apa yang saya lakukan dalam kaitannya dengan deradikalisasi supaya tidak terjadi lagi aksi yang semacam itu.
Saya boleh minta foto ya Pak ya?
Terserah ini dari
ya, boleh ya.
Foto yang penting tidak
As photos are being taken, it strikes me how complex grief and forgiveness can be.
Saya juga tidak pernah menasihati anak biar memarahi membenci bapak beserta ibunya.
But can they ever forgive him? As Jan, Journeyman and Nilu walk away, they each have a very different response to meeting a terrorist.
Saya rasa membantu, karena kita bisa bercerita lagi, tapi saya punya harapan bahwa apa yang beliau sampaikan itu, rasa bersalahnya, maafnya itu adalah berasal dari hatinya.
Di dalam hati aku memaafkan, tapi 100% itu udah masalahnya.
He knew what he was doing was wrong, and he might say he's sorry, but how can anyone forgive him? Meeting two terrorists to try and get closure is as best as you can possibly get, and if I can't get closure, then no one can ever get closure.